Madeline is feeling uncomfortable. Her first litter is about to be born. A few hours later, Madeline is the proud mama of 5 striped and spotted Bengal kittens. But her youngest boy, Winston, comes down with a tiny case of the hiccups. Mom does her best to cure him with kisses as he joins his 4 siblings. Winston gets the best seat in the house and is finally rid of his hiccups. Or maybe not. Avalon's Abyssinians are 18 days old. Tiny Dancer is still the smallest in the litter. But she's learning that being tiny has its advantages. While her mother, Avalon, wrestles with the bigger kittens, Tiny prefers to stay on the sidelines. She avoids her rough and tumble family and wanders to the far reaches of the pink blanket. Tiny finds an activity better suited to her delicate ways. It's a perfect fit. Well, almost.
Toby is settling in the way a sloth does best, by taking a strategic snooze. He'll be joining the Sanctuary Juniors, the babies under a year old who live in the nursery. There are 15 in total, and all are orphans. There are 2 babies, though, that are a little bit special and arrived as a couple. The twins.
So this is Violet. Here you go, baby. We think Violet is blind in one eye. We don't know what it is yet. Of course, there are no specialists for sloth eyes. Other than that, she's healthy and happy. She's a little bit more robust than Sebastian. This is baby Sebastian. He's more delicate in his feeding and in his activities. She's a little bit more rambunctious, so that's another way there he is. There's your brother. And they are inseparable. We put them back together and it's like, wow.
Over the years, Judy has had to figure out what a baby sloth needs to survive. In place of their mom, they like a teddy or a friend to hug at all times, and need feeding every 4 hours. Sloth milk is somewhat hard to come by, so they drink goat's milk. The only trouble is it's lacking in mom's antibodies, which makes them prone to infection. The twins, for instance, have developed a critical form of mange, for which Judy has invented her own homespun remedy.
Okay.
A buzz cut from house vet Marcello removes the bug's hideout.
If we don't do this today, it will be, in 3 days, it will be horribly bad. Oh, that beautiful hair. Oh, here you go, my baby. Okay.
Sebastian's naked body is then smothered in Judy's special recipe of sulfur and lard. This soothes the skin and suffocates any lingering nasties.
And it just has to be really thick on. Yes, slippier than a greased peg. We've never done it on a baby so small before, so this is a little bit experimenting.
There is an art to swaddling slippery sloths, but the tiny Sebastian is testing Judy's skills. Bandages will stop Sebastian licking off his buttery coat.
He's decided not to fight it, I think.
And finally, a dash of stylish flair.
It's a brave little boy. Oh, I know. Okay. You look the handsome boy. Wait till you see your girlfriend. She's all in pink. Did the same thing to you that they did to me? Oh!
The twins may be the snazziest baby sloths on the block, but at just 3 months old, this treatment holds no guarantees. They'll need lots of rest and constant care if they are to survive.
If the Chow Twins are going to be show dogs like their mom, they need to be able to adapt to new places, even if it takes a little nudging. Slowly but surely, Tony's catching up to Oscar in size. But Oscar's definitely still the bigger baby. Tony, the braver brother, is ready to have a look around. But Oscar's not budging. Tony tries to get Oscar to come out and play. But Oscar has no interest. If Oscar won't play, Tony will find someone or something that will. Enticed by Tony's discovery, Oscar finally sees a good reason to get in the game. The pups don't stay focused on the toy for very long, but that's okay. Tony's just glad Oscar's out from under the table. At 3 weeks old, the ragdoll kittens are starting to show the marks of their breed. Longer fur that's darker on their ears and noses. Now they can see and hear. But getting all their legs to go in the same direction can be a challenge. Snowball is ready to take on the world. But first, she'll have to get out of this box. Always one step ahead of her siblings, Snowball decides to go for a climb. Turns out she's pretty good at it. It's her landing that needs work. Wow, it is a big world out there, and Snowball's in a hurry to see it all. Until something big stops her in her tracks. Something very tall, and maybe even hungry. Snowball sends out an SOS. Just in time, a rescuer swoops in and gives Snowball a shuttle ride to safety. Maybe that was enough adventure for one day. Model mom Mackenzie is relaxing before her big day back at work. It's a big day for her 5-week-old triplets, too. They're exploring the outdoors for the very first time. The pups are on their own, but they should be safe in their fenced-in backyard. Coco's always looking for the spotlight, and it seems like it might be brighter on the other side of the fence. Mama's girl Apple doesn't think that looks like a good idea. But Buttons does. If Coco's doing it, she's got to try too. As they say in the modeling biz, you're either in or you're out. After a quick look around, Coco wants back in. Guess the grass isn't always greener on the other side of the fence. Buttons hears her cry and takes action. But she's got a problem. Have these steps always been this big? Before Buttons can save the day, Coco saves herself. Over at the rescue house, a tiny tuxedo kitten has opened his eyes and is just learning to walk. Little Oreo is now the center of kitten attention. His litter mates have been placed in another foster rescue. But he's too tiny to move on and stays for some extra TLC, which Cinta the dog seems happy to deliver. There are lots of furry creatures here, but Oreo is on the hunt for one in particular, a new mother. Here's a possibility. Oreo makes his best efforts to say hello. But the big kid doesn't seem to want anything to do with this tiny tag-along. There's that fellow. He's furry and big enough to be a mother. But he's not listening at all. Here's someone who looks familiar. It's Nellie, a 3-week-old orphan skunk. She wears a tuxedo like him. But doesn't smell quite right. The search for a new mother is hard work. And Oreo's not getting far with these guys. But when he least expects it, someone steps up to answer Oreo's call. Cinta looks after everyone who lives here. She's awfully big, but she sure is nice. Maybe Cinta would make a good mom. She may not be a mother cat, but when you're a tiny rescue kitten, it never hurts to have friends in high places. Today is a big day. Mom and Dad are introducing Pipsqueak to the rest of their cuddly clan. Pipsqueak says hello, the only way she knows how. For goats, headbutting is a playful way to greet other members of the pack. But the greeting doesn't go over so well. Not even Buttermilk is willing to go out of his way to introduce himself. She sure is different. While little Pipsqueak is eager to play, just watching her is enough to exhaust the pups. So for now, she'll have to find ways to amuse herself. At the Maine Coon's house in the suburbs, the 6-week-old kittens are just learning to tackle the stairs. But the trip is worth it, because the stairs lead to their big mama, Sierra. She's enjoying a drink at her favorite watering hole. Her kittens have never seen anything quite like this before. In the wild, Maine Coons have been known to fish out of rivers and streams. Their thick coats are water-resistant, keeping these big cats warm and dry. Maine Coons are fascinated by water, maybe because of the way it moves. But to Dante, running water is something of a mystery. Mom Sierra demonstrates. Look, it's fun. But fun is subjective. Brave little Lulu tries to warm up to the stuff. But clearly, water is not to be trusted. Dante is willing to explore, but is a little confused about what goes where. Oh well, you can lead a kitten to water, but you can't make him play. Sierra ends the demonstration and the kittens head back to the playroom, led by Dante with his usual flair. At 4 weeks old, the German Shepherd pups are ready for their first lesson in obedience. Except for maybe Sawyer.
Hi.
If the pups are going to be working dogs like their mom, they need to learn to come when called.
Oh, what a good boy. Come here. Hi.
By introducing them to treats, they have a very good reason to listen.
That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Hi.
It doesn't take long for A students Riley and Bo to catch on. Sawyer, on the other hand, is not paying attention at all. He'll have to settle for an incomplete. Not exactly what you'd expect from the son of a teacher. After their lesson, Mom feeds the pups to settle them down. And when it's time for Minnie to go to work, Bo and Riley know to stay put and wait patiently. But Sawyer's got a mind of his own. And this is his chance to sneak off and check things out. Riley and Bo try to get his attention before he goes too far. But unfortunately, Sawyer missed the lesson on coming when called. This is a fine mess he's gotten himself into. He finally cuts his adventure short before Mom returns, hoping she'll be none the wiser. But the evidence is written all over his face. Back at the Russian Blue House, the 3-week-old kittens have opened their eyes and discovered their legs. While the curious bunch looks for adventure, their hands-off dad, Stoley, looks for peace and quiet in his favorite hiding place. First task for the kittens, getting down. More cautious, Sputnik prepares for his descent. But without a clear view below, it feels like a long way down. Little brother Flash borrows his brother's technique. Mom offers a little encouragement, but leaves her boys to fend for themselves. Luckily, Sputnik sticks around to help. But he's kind of new at this. But there's one more kitten still stuck above. Little Cosmo is afraid to take the plunge. And the timid kitten suddenly finds himself all alone. Mom Katyana comes to the rescue. She knows there are plenty more adventures in store for her kittens. And until Cosmo's brave enough to venture out on his own, she's happy to keep him by her side.